And we are live. What's good? It's your man DL Saints. It's the I Really Want to Know podcast, man. What's good with y'all? How y'all feeling? Man? What is it? Thursday, man. It's almost Friday, y'all. It's almost Friday. You know what I'm saying? Give yourselves an early hand because you almost made it. Yeah, man. I just been sitting around just trying to push through. Y'all know what it is, man. School just started. So right now I'm 100% focused, dad mode, getting everything right for my daughter. So we're just getting into the rhythm and with school and getting her stuff sorted out and all sorts of things. So I've been slow on the go a little bit on this end. In the daytime, I'm running around doing stuff, and in the evenings, post school stuff is a lot. And now, so I might start jumping on later. Thank goodness there's a West Coast. Brother Mike in the house. What's good, brother? What's good? Welcome, man. I see you in the house. Appreciate the love, man. I saw you on Fresh's chat. You know what I mean? Appreciate the love, man. For real. Saw Candace over there, Han, everybody showing support. I'm glad I'm part of that community, man. Hollering at Jay. And like Justin's about to go live on his platform with Fresh. Yo, I don't know what Justin said to that man, but I've been trying to get Fresh into a suit for a minute. Dude went off on me like, man, ain't wearing no suit. He went off on me, but then he got the rose. And I think he saw what it is. Like, yeah, bro, there's a lot to be said when you're in a nice suit. And I ain't gonna lie, what he put on was fresh. No pun intended, but what he put on was nice. You know what I'm saying? The way he put it on and everything. Yeah, I try to go for the CEO look, you know what I mean? The Forbes 100 look. Fresh is a little more on the hood side, but it's still fresh though. You know what I mean? Brother Roz, what's good? Yeah, what up, party people? I see you, man, in the house, man. You say the boogie down, right? Y'all Brooklyn in the house, man. I'm following up from yesterday's stream. Unfortunately, that Miami detective succumbed to his wounds last night. So he was killed in the line of duty. Condolences goes out to his family, to his friends, to his loved ones and everyone, to his squad and all that. You know what I mean? It's horrible. But that was definitely a brave man. And I was hollering at my man Jay Swanson. He put me on to what's going on in Denver. So I wanted to jump on, and I just kind of wanted to wrap up this particular discussion on law enforcement, man. Like, yeah, again, I got to call strikes and balls, y'all. I got to call it like I see it. What I saw in Miami, and I ain't going to lie to you, I'm a big fan of Miami. I lived there for a while. I never had any bad run-ins with Miami PD. They were always cool with me to this day. So when I saw that, I really felt bad because I know they're good cops down there in Miami. Personally, I've dealt with them. I've interacted with them. You know what I mean? It's just been love. I can't say that about every place that I've been, every place that I've lived. I certainly can't say that about Cincinnati. You know what I mean? Can't say that about Cincinnati. I can't say that about Broward County. I had, Dade County shows me love. Broward County is a little different. You know what I mean? Same goes for LA County. LAPD is cool so long as you ain't south of the 10. People who live in LA know what I'm talking about. You go south of the 10, you're going to have some problems if you look like me. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So we're going to get into it. I'm going to make this one quick. I'm going to do this one real quick. Suzette Speaks is back, and she's always putting your man up on game. So I try to support her whenever I can. And she is going live if she's not alive already tonight. And I know she has a lot on her plate. I want to get over there and support. I was already on. I jumped in and showed a little love to Melanie King tonight. So I'm just kind of making the rounds, trying to make things happen. Nope, Suzette hasn't gone live yet. She's still waiting to go. So I want to get over there and support her. But I definitely wanted to make sure I got some content today. Brother Jason's in the house. What's good, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Day one. Oh, brother Jason, man, we got to get together, man. Let's do another show. I'm gonna reach out to you. I have an idea, and it's gonna be very specific. This particular show. And it's, of course, it's in your wheelhouse, man. It's about credit. So I definitely want to get you on, bro. I'm gonna hit you up and make that happen. And it's good to see you, because last time we talked, you said they was shooting out front. They shooting. You know what I mean? You had it going down. I was like, man, be careful, bro. Be careful. When you're hearing all this, you need to be careful. Get down. Get some cover. So yeah, man, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Like I said, we definitely need law enforcement. I am definitely anti-defund the police. I understand what Black Lives Matter meant. You know what I mean? And it's more about the reallocation of funds. I understand that, but I think that they need to find, being our elected officials, need to find more money at a federal level, and that money needs to filter down to police officers, because they need, above all else, they need training. They need to be better trained, and that's what's going to get us into this story that's going on in Denver, right? So, which is crazy, man. So let's get right into it. Let's see which one looks better. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this one right here. So probe opened into Denver police shooting that injured 6, right? And this was yesterday. I think the shooting occurred about a month ago. So, and this is Associated Press. Denver's district attorney says she's opening a grand jury investigation into the actions of 3 police officers who wounded 6 bystanders while shooting at an armed suspect in a crowded downtown Denver nightlife zone last month. Right. So when you just read that, just kind of reading that like, oh, man, must have been kind of crazy. Dude had some heat, and good thing the police was there and whatever. We're going to see what really went down. Right. Officers had already been placed on administrative leave pending a separate internal investigation into the July 17th shooting, which happened as dozens of patrons left the bar that were closing for the night in the city's lower downtown neighborhood. Now, I haven't seen any pictures other than that picture of, I guess that was the DA. I don't know what color, when we're talking about race, I don't know what race the law enforcement guys were, the 3 police officers were. I don't know what race the accused assailant was, suspect, however you want to put it. I don't know. I don't know. I can guess, but I don't know. The public's interest in this particular shooting incident is understandably high, District Attorney Beth McCann said in a statement announcing the new investigation on Tuesday. For the community to trust in the outcome of this incident, it is important for independent members of the community review the facts, evidence, and law regarding whether these officers should be criminally charged. Now, before we get into it, you mentioned, the first thing I said, we need to funnel some money towards law enforcement's way for training. They need to be trained, and this is the perfect example of why they need to be highly trained. Police have said 3 officers whose names have not been made public fired 7 times in the confrontation with suspect Jordan Waddy, who police say was armed. The gunfire erupted as a nearby group of partygoers left a bar and gathered at a food truck. The officers were following Waddy, 21, after they saw him punch another man during a fight, police have said. All right, so they saw this guy. Now, I've read a couple articles on this. This is probably the 3rd article I've read. And I kind of understand how things unfolded. But let's continue. Body cam footage released by Denver police on Tuesday appears to show Waddy holding a pistol and throwing it to the ground as officers opened fire. Police previously said Waddy was holding a firearm before the shooting. Right. So we start to get into he said, she said. Technology has changed the game. We can actually see what the police were looking at. And depending on what other cameras are around, we could probably see what the assailant was looking at. At least one officer shot at Waddy while facing a crowd of people gathered behind the suspect. Again, training. He didn't check to see what was behind his target. The footage shows. Oh, I'm sorry. I broke that up because I said something. My bad. That's what the footage shows. When the shots were fired, the crowd scattered. Some people fell to the ground in a rush to escape. Others ducked behind the food truck or crawled on all fours. Waddy, who suffered 9 life-threatening injuries, was arrested on suspicion of felony menacing and possession of a handgun by a previous offender. Court records said he was represented by a lawyer from the public defender's office, which does not comment on cases. That's bad for him, right? You got a public defendant. That's bad for you, bro. You better go get yourself a real lawyer. Now that it's made the news, it's a big time news. You'll probably wind up with a proper lawyer. Not to say the public defenders aren't good attorneys. It's just they're extremely overworked. There is no incentive for them to really secure the best outcome for their clients. They're just overworked, man. You're like one of hundreds. You know what I mean? Literally, I've seen public defenders with a caseload of hundreds, bro. They have no idea what they're doing, just running around the system. You know what I mean? You need an attorney, y'all. You know what I mean? You need to, if you in the streets like that, you should be investing in some sort of insurance policy that's going to get you an attorney, a proper attorney. So 6 bystanders were injured, and authorities have said all received hospital treatment for non-life threatening injuries. Right. The attorney representing the injured bystanders welcomed the investigation announced by McCann. Willis Small, the fourth, 24, said in the interview that he was near the food truck when he felt a bullet or bullet fragments penetrate his left foot. Small looked down to see a hole through his shoe, hopped to his car, and drove to the hospital. Wow, that's crazy. What's going on, Victoria? How you doing, love? Hi there. I got friends coming in from Columbia. That's my people right there, Victoria. Don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna have her on the show. We're gonna do a remote. I haven't been to Columbia in a while. I plan to get down there to see her. It's been too long, but I'll get her on the platform. What's good, love? How you doing? You know what I mean? And that's she's beautiful, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. When y'all see her, when y'all see her on this platform, I already know what's gonna happen.
Holla, 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 holla. Let me holla at you.
I know that's what's gonna happen. Y'all gonna be wanting their cash up because y'all know I ain't monetized yet. So get people to join so I get monetized, and then I can start bringing what I know y'all want to see. Victoria's a very beautiful woman who lives in she lives in Columbia near Medellin. She is actually a graphic designer, y'all. She's pretty good too. She's not bad at all. So I work with her as much as I can. She's really sweet, very beautiful, real cool people. So shout out to you, love. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. Yeah, and there you go right there. Brother Mike's already on the hunt. He's the number one on the hunt. I ain't mad at you, bro. Shoot your damn shot. I am not mad at you at all. So, and when y'all see her on the show, you'll see what I mean. She bad. She's so bad. I got to keep her away from Fresh. That's how fine she is. I'm just joking. When you reach a certain level when it comes to women, man, Fresh don't be trying to take nobody's woman. He don't even mess with nobody. If he knows that some woman that he recognizes from somebody else, he'll leave her alone because he's a true G when it comes to that sort of thing, man. When you reach a certain level, fellas, and this is off topic, but I want to get this out real quick. When you reach a certain level, fellas, you never go after another man's woman, even if it's just a loose affiliation or something like that. So when I'm down in Miami and I'm kicking it and I come across some girl that Fresh knew from a boat or that Fresh knew from a party or something like that, and I know her through him, or I know she messes with him, I don't mess with her. We cool, but I ain't trying to holler at her. We cool. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for anybody I know, man. If you my people, if I know you and I know this woman messing with you or have messed with you, I'll leave that alone. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. All these dudes be out here talking about I can do better than your guy, like trying to throw their own dudes under the bus for some chick, man. That's just, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. You know, Vic saying, thank you. You're amazing now, baby. Yes, it's all about you. You know what I mean? She's helping me out with my logos. She's helping me out with stuff behind the scenes. Like, for real, she's adding all kind of value. I got you, love, for real. Trust me. I got you. Brother Vikings in the house. What's good? What's good? What's good? Lurking and supporting from the clouds. I appreciate that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with a ninja watching. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Up there with the eagle eye. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. So let's continue with the story, man. I got off track a little bit. That's what, you know what I mean? Let's get back to the story. So this brother got shot in the foot. He hopped to his car and drove to the hospital. You know what I mean? Yekelo Weldermit, I'm pretty sure I hacked that name up. 26 was outside the bar after celebrating his fiance's brother's 23rd birthday when a bullet shattered a bone in his upper arm. His right arm went limp like a noodle, he said, and he held it with his left arm and sprinted away. So you got a guy got shot in the foot, hopped to his car, drove himself to the hospital. Another guy got hit in the arm and had to grab his arm and run to safety. Bailey Alexander, 24, who was waiting in line at the food truck with her boyfriend, said she felt blood rushing down her body after a bullet or bullet fragments went through her upper back and exited her right arm. Alexander's boyfriend held her up by the waist as they fled. A lot of people were getting hit. Right? 7 rounds. 7 rounds can do a lot of damage, y'all. Right? Speaking to reporters last month, Denver Police Commander Matt Clark said that officials are deeply concerned for those who were injured during the incident and are working to provide all resources to support them as they heal. All right, as they should. Law enforcement shot him, right? Allegedly. They need to go ahead. And I'm not hearing a lot of allegedlys here either. It looks like they're taking full responsibility. Jesse Badin is a core member of the initiative. That was the end of the story. They just kind of goes into the reporter's name, author of the article. So there you have it, man. So, and I read a few more articles out there too about what happened. So police officers witnessed these two guys, the man who was accused of having a weapon and someone else punched some dude, right? So it was two guys, two dudes beat up a guy. Law enforcement witnessed this act, right? And again, that's illegal. You can't do that, man. That's assault on some level, right? So the police officers noticed that one man was kind of cool, just kind of, chill or whatever, kind of walking. The other guy started walking really fast away from the police officers. So the police officers converge on the guy. I guess when they caught up with the guy, this is when they were, in the street. They're in the busy downtown area. This is during the weekend. People are coming out of the clubs and bars and whatnot. So as the article said, people were coming out of the bars, going to this food truck, which was situated, it seems, allegedly this food truck was situated behind the suspect. 3 police officers stopped the guy. The guy immediately puts his hands in the air. And this is from a different, a few other articles I was reading. He immediately puts his hands in the air. He turns around and then he reaches for his in his waistband, produces a weapon, and apparently, allegedly, the barrel of the weapon was facing up. So he pulls the weapon out and he throws it to the side. So as he's throwing the weapon, the police officers fired. There was 3 police officers, and then one officer fired 1 round. I think another officer fired 3. Right, and then the other officer fired like 4 or 5 or whatever it was, for a total of however many rounds were fired. I think it was 7 rounds fired total. So the police officers have the guy. The guy stops, raises his hand, pulls the weapon, throws the weapon. Allegedly, in one movement, law enforcement opens fire. Now, initially, the police officers were saying there was nobody behind them. They were like, no, we saw the suspect. The impact area behind was clear, so we fired. And they didn't, again, it was a total, I think it was 7 rounds fired by 3 police officers, which most of the time cops fire way more bullets than that. Way more, which I think is a problem. So anyway, they hit their target. They hit the guy. Apparently they hit the guy once in his leg. And then we read all the other stories of who got shot and how and what happened with that. One person got shot in the foot, person got shot in the back, person got shot in the arm. And then the suspect was shot in the leg. Everyone goes to the hospital. No one dies. So there's a lot of training needed here. First of all, the police officers, it doesn't sound to me, and again, I wasn't there, right? This is Monday morning quarterbacking going on, but there's no reason for police officers to draw their weapon and fire on someone who has their hands up and even if they had a weapon, they threw the weapon. I mean, rules of engagement are pretty simple in the military. There's been a lot of times when you're giving orders, you can't fire without orders. I don't care who's shooting at you. You need orders to return fire. Rules of engagement are set in stone. They tell you before the mission, and you better comply with the rules of engagement, period. Anybody out there who's been in the field, they know that's the only question they want to know. What are the rules of engagement? What are we going to do here? How are we doing this? Right? So if you don't have orders to fire, you got to take rounds, period. So again, that's the difference between military and law enforcement, right? Period. You got to take rounds. 3 officers. It's in a well-lit place. I mean, I know it's nighttime, but it's a very crowded downtown area. You're not really trying. So you don't want to fire on somebody like that. 3 police officers someone had to see all those people coming out there. I mean, there's just certain things going on. So this would be the perfect opportunity to train these guys up. Not just these guys, but a training, a teachable moment for everybody in law enforcement. Luckily, no one was killed. And from the wounds, I don't even know what they were firing at. So this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. So these police officers are put on administrative duties right away. It's going to be tough for these guys to keep their jobs just because of all of the negative PR that's coming out here, which, I mean, I don't know how it works, but that was bad. That was bad. Like they could have killed so many people. That was bad. Yes, they had a suspect. Yes, it appears the suspect was armed, but no, the suspect was not trying to engage the officers. So I'm curious to see how this one turns out. But I'm pretty sure of those three officers, one of those, all three of those guys are going to be suspended without pay. I pretty much guarantee you that they're going to make them all fall on their sword to some extent. And one of those officers might find themselves fired, looking for a new job, because there are reports out there that law enforcement was lying to their investigators as to what went down. Now, when you're dealing with stuff like this, man, it's real hard to recall what was going on in the moment. Right. I've dealt with that as an air traffic controller. When something happens and people come asking questions, right, is when you sit there, you could believe wholeheartedly that you did something, and it turns out that you didn't do it. But in your mind, you're like, I'm certain I did that. I said this, and they scrub the tapes, and no, you did not say that. You did not. So I get that. And in my situation, talking about an air traffic controller, no one was shooting at me. Right. So I can only imagine, with the adrenaline pumping and everything that they're thinking, they could have said some things that weren't necessarily true, or that can't be proven. And, they may have to pay for it. In that article, they were talking about possibly pressing charges. That's a tough one. But again, it's a tough job. Law enforcement is a very tough job. That's why they should be getting paid, right? They should get paid a bunch of money. They put their lives on the line every daggone day, every daggone night. They put their lives on the line. They're out there. They can make a mistake and take someone else's life. No one wants to do that. You don't want to accidentally kill someone. That's not cool. So they're doing all this for what? $20, $25 an hour if they're making that much? It's crazy. So there should be more money paid to those men and women who choose law enforcement as a career field, period. But the training should be rigorous. It should be really tough to make it through. And it should be just as tough if you're in the streets to maintain your position. But you should be well compensated for it. Right. We should get the best of the best. We want the best and brightest. Shout out to Jay Swans. That's you want the best and brightest. Now, I shot him out because he started a program entitled that with the FAA. The program was so great that the FAA is trying to get it from him, but it's his. They can't have it. We gonna do something with that. The best and brightest initiative. You want the best and brightest. You're talking about people who can go out there and they can take your freedom. They can take your life. That is what they're there for. You need the best. You need the smartest. You need the most fit, physically and mentally. That's who we need on these streets. We don't need somebody who was washed up high school quarterback hanging on to the big city game that he won. We don't need those guys running around talking about respect my authority. We don't need that. That's not what we need. That's what we had. That's why we have so many problems with law enforcement in this country. We don't need that. We need professionals. Right. I'm always talking about the militaries. I'm always talking about the military. When we talk about special forces type guys, right? When you talk about the Green Berets in the Army, them dudes are the smartest men the Army has. There ain't no dummies wearing Green Berets, man. Ain't no dummies. Those SF guys are extremely intelligent, right? Tip of the spear, extremely intelligent. They know what they're doing. That's what we need on the street, or as close to it as we can get. Right, we don't need Johnny Rambo out there, man. We don't need that Clint Eastwood, Officer Callahan or whatever. You know what I mean? Go ahead, punk, make my day or whatever the hell he was saying. You know what I mean? Did I fire 6 shots or only 5? that we don't need that. You know what I mean? So, which is that was one of the best Hollywood lines I've ever heard in my life. That whole monologue was great. You know what I mean? So, we need individuals who are caring, compassionate, and above all, smart. We need intelligent individuals out there policing the streets. That's what we need. We don't have that right now. We just don't. Right? So, and people are dying, people are getting hurt, and it's gonna cost all of us in the long run. It's gonna cost society big time because people are gonna stop taking the job. If these 3 police officers have to do time, and let's just say that it was an honest mistake, they just screwed up, they were just poorly trained, and they did this, and they shot a bunch of people. I can't run out there and accidentally shoot a bunch of people. If I do, I got to answer for those crimes. That's a crime. If I'm defending myself with my weapon on the streets and I accidentally shoot someone, I get the bad guy, I shoot the bad guy, but then I shoot someone else. I'm accountable for that other person. I'm accountable for what I do with this firearm when I'm outside. When I'm in here, if I'm sitting in here and I'm doing something with my weapon and it goes off, it goes through the wall and it hits somebody else, I'm responsible. I have some high caliber weapons. These weapons that go through my wall and through my neighbor's wall and through my neighbor's wall. It can do that. So we need to help ourselves. Right? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm tired of seeing these fat cops out here walking around like they God's gift. You know what I mean? Do what I say because I'm a cop. Do it because I told you to do it. Nah, that's not how it works. We don't need those police officers. We need police officers who understand the law. Right? And they need to be well paid. So when they come across a car full of money, right? Got a trunk half full of money, the other half full of marijuana. You don't want that cop who's gonna take that cash. You want that police officer with integrity, right? And if an individual, if a man or woman can take care of his kids on his salary or her salary, and they can live the American dream and do those big things, they're not going to be tempted to take $20,000, $40,000, $50,000. They're not going to be tempted to do that, right? They're law enforcement. I know cops in Cincinnati, man. They would steal $15, $35, $100. They'll take it right out your pocket. I mean, they doing it for pennies. Come on now. You know they taking a brick. They see a brick in your car. They gonna take that. Right? They gonna take that and they gonna take the money. And they gonna lock you up. So now, thank God for technology. If there weren't any body cameras, if there weren't technology we have today, these 3 police officers would be on the street tonight. That is just the way it works. Be on the street tonight. And we don't need that. We just don't, y'all. We do not need that. We can't make this a better society if we're letting a select group of people run around here and do what they want to do. This ain't Dodge City, man. This ain't Tombstone. Right? This is not the Wild Wild West. I know a lot of people think it is, but it is not. Our society is probably the safest it's ever been in its existence. Think about that, man. It is really hard to get away with crimes. It's really hard to get away with violent crimes. The people who get away with it, the law enforcement know they know who did it. They just can't prove it, but they know who did it. And those people wind up getting caught up by the streets anyway. Just like I was just reading an article, Whitey Bulger, I guess, that was big time snitch. That guy was vicious when he, running the Westies or whatever, you know what I mean? Northeast, he was just mobbed up doing his thing and he was a snitch. They put him in prison. And then they wind up moving him from Florida to the Northeast somewhere, put him in prison, and boom, he got murdered in jail, put him in general population. That was the system dealing with Whitey. Like, we're going to get rid of you, cuz this is how you want to act. All right, we got something for you. They putting him right in the region he came from, where all those people, they know him, all them mobbed up cats. Like, what? Whitey's in here in general population. Yeah, they got him. And I was just reading an article. They just charged some inmates for the murder. So like, it is what it is, man. Like, the streets, man, they know what's going on. Law enforcement knows what's going on. The cops, right? The judges, the lawyers, everybody's part of it. So it's gonna be justice on some level. that's going to poke through. It's real hard to get away with stuff, man. Like vicious stuff. It's hard to get away with it. If you a gangster and you going after another gangster, police don't really care about that, man. It's just two bad guys taking care of each other, man. No problem. We'll get the other bad guy on something. We know what he into. They know what you doing. They see you out there cranking. We'll catch you, bro. And they ain't worried about it, especially the feds. When the feds find out who you are, it's a wrap. They really coming to see you. You know what I mean? They really coming to see you. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm going to keep my eye on some stuff. I'm going to try to show the good things that law enforcement does. And whenever they do stuff like this, especially examples of poor training, I'm going to put it up, man, because this is what we need. This is what we need. We need an initiative that's going to get law enforcement paid to get them the training that they need. So when they get out on these streets, they can not only protect us, but they can protect themselves and protect everybody in the process, man. You shouldn't be at a food truck after walking out of a bar on a Friday, Saturday night, or whatever night of the week it is, trying to get you a little hot dog or hamburger or something like that, and you get shot by the police. That shouldn't happen, bro. That's bad. That's bad. It's one thing if the suspect is firing at you, but he threw the gun and you shot him. That's fear right there. That's fear and bad training. So I just wanted to jump on real quick. It was just quick 30 minutes. I appreciate y'all jumping on here with me. You know what I mean? Brother Jason, I see you. Appreciate it. Brother Viking. Yeah, Victoria, what's up, baby? I'll be talking to you soon. You know what I mean? I'll be talking to you soon. Let's keep this going. Brother Mike, Roz in the house. Appreciate that. Y'all, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. I'm going to be out here doing my thing. I'll be back on here tomorrow or maybe later tonight. I'm working on something right now, a little lighter. It's in the comedic vein, talking about stand-up comedy. I got something I want to present to y'all that I think is going to be fun. So if it might happen tonight, but more likely it'll be tomorrow. All right. So thanks for rocking out with me, y'all. I appreciate y'all. It got me tongue tied. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.